Jacobs is, yeah, they're very difficult to match up with. They've got a lot of size, athleticism, team speed. It'll definitely be a challenge. They're a very experienced, confident group, and you know, we have to match them physically as far as on the glass, and just with that intensity from the get-go.
They're a good basketball team. They're physical, they have size. There's not a lot of teams that have the size that we have inside. With our two starters at 6'8" and about 6'4", and they do. They have a kid at 6'9", they have a kid at 6'4", 6'5". So they have size that can match up with us inside.
Our games in the past have been very physical and tough games, so it's just a matter of, you know, who's going to fight for the loose balls and those tip rebounds and all the little things that make up wins in rivalry games.
It's a conference opponent that there's a lot of familiarity with. So I know we both have similar records, but when you get into conference play, record doesn't even matter as much.
We know each other real well. I mean, both teams all year. We see them in the summer. We see them now. See them over break. So it's there's no secrets. You know, there's no secrets in this game. It's going to be a good game, and I think both teams looking forward to it.
The CN100 Game of the Week takes us to Algonquin for a Fox Valley Conference Valley Showdown as the Golden Eagles of Jacobs entertain the Gators of Crystal Lake South. Glad to have you with us, everyone. Alongside Cameron Smith, Mark Kruger, we are smack dab in the middle of the Eagles Nest here at Jacobs High School, and both of these two teams very similar to one another, both averaging about 58 points per game, both have similar offensive and defensive schemes. Crystal Lake South with 11 wins, Jacobs with 10. So Cameron, at this point in the season, I think both teams are trying to figure out how they could go from being good teams to being very good teams.
Well, Mark, that's the focus for a lot of coaches across the state of Illinois. They want to make sure their teams are playing the appropriate basketball right before state tournament time. You don't want to peak too soon because that'll put you in a tough spot. So if you're playing good basketball right now, we're nearing the end of January, you can transform into a very good basketball team when that state tournament comes in March.
Let's talk a little bit about this Crystal Lake South team. Boy, what a roller coaster of a ride they had last week, Cameron. A triple overtime loss to McHenry. Kind of a controversial end to that one, but they rebounded nicely with a huge win on Tuesday night against Larkin.
Well, Mark, that win against Larkin really revived this basketball team. It also provided renewed confidence. Now, they're fine with being the underdog. That's a role they're fine with because they know when they get out onto the court, they'll make sure that they surprise teams with their defensive pressure and their speed. But the big question for Crystal Lake South is, can they finish ball games in crucial moments? They've had some difficulty with that this year. We'll see if they can finish off this game tonight if they're in position.
As for this Jacobs team, well, they're just now starting to get healthy. They've had a whole week to prepare for this Gators team, and Cameron, the last couple games, they have clamped it down defensively.
Yes, they have. They really played some stingy defense, but health determines how successful or challenging a basketball season can become for a lot of teams. Now, they're healthy, they can play their ideal lineups, and they forced opponents to play some tough times offensively. They held Waukegan and McHenry to some very low totals in their last two wins, so they're a very good team when it comes to defending the hoop.
Back of the iron, no, strong rebound by Matt Shingle.
That was a good pass from Kitten over to Beck, just unable to knock that three-point shot down.
Three ball by Geske, and he drills it.
It was only a matter of time for Zach Geske to get going. He missed his first three-point attempt, identical spot for his second attempt, and he buries that one.
Orange dishes it off to Beck. Beck for three. And he got, well, that's a shooter's touch if I ever saw one.
It's also shooter's arc because that thing is almost hitting the ceiling when it leaves Beck's hand.
Crystal Lake South a little better offensively here in this second quarter as Baker drives baseline and lays it in.
It's a good decision from Baker, understanding that he had Krutwick closing out to him, so he uses his speed to get past the bigger defender, and it's all money from there.
Handing it off to Orange. Orange inside to
Nice
Krutwick.
pass.
Beautiful bounce pass to Bindi, who lays it in.
Well, we heard Matt Rodewald talk about the vision of Cameron Krutwick, and that's a great example right there, finding Bindi off that double for the easy layup. Well, Mark, this is a huge third quarter for Crystal Lake South because if they want to get back in this ball game and make it something competitive, and Crystal Lake South not doing it on the defensive end because there's Chris Orange off the alley-oop play, but if they want to make this game competitive, They have to make sure that they have a huge third quarter, and that's having consecutive possessions offensively with us scoring the ball and getting stops. But they get scored on one end, and then they turn the ball right back over.
To view this exclusive Xfinity TV programming in its entirety, check the CN100 schedule for a list of airtimes, or view this program anytime on demand by selecting Get Local and choosing CN100.